Good afternoon, Yolanda, and bonjour, Victor. Thank you very much for joining us here online with CGTN Sports Scene in Beijing. First of all, please give us a brief introduction of yourselves, and let's start with you, Yolanda.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Yolanda Schmidt, aka YOLO. I'm the Australian Athlete Commission and the Athlete Commission Vice President for IFMA for Muay Thai. Sport is my life. I'm currently a three-time world champion and just enjoy being in the sport. I coach others and I'm a university lecturer as well.
What about you, Victor?
Thanks for having me. So I'm Victor Crouin, I'm from France, and I'm the French number one, world number 11 in squash. And I'll compete in the World Games in a few weeks' time in Chengdu, China.
Victor, this will be your second time competing at the World Games. And how do you think the World Games stand out from other sporting events?
Sure. I mean, for us squash players, it's a huge event because it's one of the only multi-sports event we can participate in. It's a big platform as well for us to get into the Olympics and to kind of get a sense of what it's like to play in the multi-sports competition. So we're looking forward to being in Chengdu, sorry, and to experience it and meet all the other athletes in the village.
And you'll be defending your title this time as well. What are your expectations for yourself?
Well, obviously, yes, I'm defending the title, so I'm also hoping to get a second gold medal at this year's World Games. But the competition is fierce, and it's going to be a lot of good players trying to get that medal as well. So for us, it's our first competition back from the summer training. So it's also a good time to see our progress, the progress that we made over the summer. And we're very excited to be back competing.
Yolanda, what do you think about the World Games?
The World Games is an amazing platform for various people to be competing. What I think makes the World Games different is the fact that it is multi-sport, as Victor mentioned, and multi-sport means that not only are you there representing your country, but you're there supporting other teams, other sporting from your country. So while we were there in Birmingham, we were able to support Australia in various sports, which made a little bit of a unity when we were there. So it was not just like a World Championships for our sport where, you know, everyone who is there is Muay Thai, but the opportunity to expand our networks to various different sports and learn to love different cultures and different sport.
This time, the Games comes to Chengdu, one of China's most livable and leisure-friendly cities, famous for pandas, as you well know. So what is your impression of the city? Have you been there before?
No, I've never been to Chengdu before. I've been to Hong Kong once. Well, not once. I've been to Hong Kong a few times, but never in mainland China. So, yeah, looking forward to experience the city, and hopefully we'll be able to discover what Chengdu is like outside the village.
What about you, Yolanda?
I've not been to Chengdu itself. I've been to Guangzhou and I've been to Macau, where I fought in both of those areas. Food was amazing and the culture was amazing. So I would hope that it would be the same. So if I were there, I would love to do a cooking class so that I could learn a little bit more about the craft of Asian cultural food.
If you could try one traditional Chinese cultural activity in Chengdu, what would it be?
Food was amazing and the culture was amazing. So if I were there, I would love to do a cooking class so that I could learn a little bit more about the craft of Asian cultural food.
Any food court, I know a food court very famous all around Asia. I went to some of them in Singapore, and it was a really cool experience. I'm sure there's going to be some nice food courts to visit in Chengdu as well.
What about Hotpot and Pandas?
Oh, yum. Stop making us hungry. It's almost dinner time.
Aside from your own, which sport are you most looking forward to watching?
For me, I think European handball on the beach.
I think all the balls sports of pétanque, which is very French traditional sports. Looking forward to meet some of the athletes. I went to a few of their games in Birmingham. It was very fun to watch. Also, ultimate frisbee. I think it's a very fun sport to watch as well. And these are some incredible athletes. So
And our athletes often travel across the world for competitions. What is your go-to way to relax in a new city?
coffee shops, just because of the traveling and often the jet lag, it's good to just have the opportunity to go to a coffee shop, get a coffee, and just experience what it's like to walk around in the city.
What about you, Yolanda?
I agree with you. It's very much like finding a good coffee shop, tasting the coffee, understanding how the locals live and what coffee shops are like for them, because all over the world we can all enjoy coffee together.
If you could try one traditional Chinese cultural activity in Chengdu, what would it be? I know, Yolanda, you just mentioned something cultural related. What about you, Victor?
I mean, I'm also a big food addict, so I'd say any any food court. I know a food court very famous all around Asia. I went to some of them in Singapore, and it was a really cool experience. I'm sure there's going to be some nice food courts to visit in Chengdu as well.
Victor, you're now busy preparing for the LA 2028 Olympics, as squash has entered the Olympics for the very first time. Now, how's your preparation going?
It's been going well. I mean, we're still waiting for the criteria to qualify for LA, so there's a lot of speculation. A few days ago, the schedule was released, so it was a pretty exciting moment. We Squash is going to be played in the Universal Studios, in the studios of Back to the Future, so. It should be a very exciting event, and I mean, right now I'm trying to squash it. The professional squash circuit is very similar to the ATP tennis circuit. So if we want, we can play pretty much every week on the tour. But with the Olympics in sight, we're trying to kind of decrease the number of events so that we can spend more time training and preparing for this big event. It's going to be a historical moment for us squash players, and so I really don't want to miss that opportunity, and I want to give my very best for this event.
As you said, it's going to be historical. How did you feel when you first heard that squash is going to be in the Olympics?
I mean, for a bit, I didn't believe it. Especially we heard it before it went official, and because we were refused so many times, I didn't want to believe that we finally made it to the Olympics. So there's a bit of disbelief, and then obviously just very proud to be joining the Olympic movement. I mean, first squash players being out of the Olympics, it always felt like we were a bit excluded from the World Olympic movement, and I think as in any multi-sports event, um, one of the joy of being in this event is to be able to connect with all the other athletes who went through the same experience to try and qualify and also just to leave off their passion for their sport. So I'm just right now trying to connect with as many Olympians, at least French, at the beginning with French Olympians as possible, so that I can get as much experience before getting there.
I know you're coached by your dad.
Yes.
How's that going?
Good so far. I mean, we're still working together, so It's going well. It's going very well. I mean, he was my first coach and always been my main coach, but he's also let me train under other coaches during my junior career. I went to boarding school at the French National Squash Center, which was an hour away from home. So it was a first step away from home and him guiding me every day, and then I went to the US for my college experience, and again, we were separated for 4 years. So after college, and when I decided to turn full-time professional, I decided to go home so that we can start training again together on a daily basis. And now that we're in the Olympics, my main goal was to try and um, to professionalize my staff and to be able to employ him as my coach, and I've managed to do that. So it's kind of a way to thank him for all the hard work that he's done for free for all these years. And hopefully now he can start traveling with me to as many tournaments as possible.
You mentioned college. You choose to be a professional squash player after graduating from Harvard University, majored in economics. So, how
Yeah.
did you make the decision?
I mean, I made the decision of wanting to turn full-time professional before going to college, so it was already part of the project to go to university and to try and train and get as good as possible for so that once I graduate, I'll be able to go up on the rankings as quickly as possible. Um, Comes from, I guess, my upbringing and my education. My parents always made sure um, I would be good in academics as well. And so when I turned 18, when I graduated from high school, I just didn't see myself turning full-time professional at 18, 19 years old. So going to college was kind of the natural um, um, next step for me, and I didn't find ways in France to balance both squash and academics at the highest level. So I had that opportunity to go to the US and to Harvard University, which is one of the most prestigious university in the world. So I took that opportunity, and it was a fantastic experience.
I hope it keeps getting better and better. And Yolanda, as the
Thanks.
three-time world Muay Thai champion, how do you see the sport's future?
At the moment, we have a lot of amazing talent. The youngsters coming through the sport, specifically in females, we have a lot of really good talent out there. And if there were that many people in the sport when I started out, I probably would have gotten a lot further in my career. So I think that Muay Thai is developing. The grassroots Muay Thai is something that has really been developed a lot in Australia and across the world. When I first started Muay Thai, people would ask me, "What? You do Muay Thai? What is Muay Thai?" Whereas now we have some options for televised sports. It's being recognized. And in Paris 2024, we had it as a demonstration sport. And so we're also aiming to become a medal sport in the Olympics. And I just feel like if a lot more people could see the dedication that goes into being an athlete in Muay Thai and seeing the talent that we have from young ages, women, men, regardless, it's really phenomenal. And you'll be seeing that at the World Games in Chengdu.
You're also a strong voice in advocating for athletes' rights, as you just mentioned, and gender equality in the sport. What prompted you to devote your time in these areas?
I feel that having a voice for athletes is really, really important. And to be honest, without the athletes, we have no commission. So for us, it's about ensuring that they have the rights, and often they don't know who to speak to. And so I started becoming more and more involved in this within the Australian Sporting Committee. And then as I started competing overseas and internationally with IFMA, it became something that was a passion for me to push for the rights, the well-being, etc. of the athletes. And I enjoyed listening to my fellow athletes about their concerns, and I then just started to enjoy being the missing link between the athletes and the executives. And so I feel not only is it important that we have equality within genders, but also within all sports and abilities. So not just gender, but ability as well. And I feel well-being is something that often gets overlooked in sport, because in previous years we had the stigma that athlete well-being, if you don't have a strong well-being or sense of well-being, that this is a sign of weakness. And so I'm here to advocate even more that this isn't the case. And as an athlete, you can't be strong all the time, and that we are, even though we wish we were, but we are not machines, and we are human too.
Finally, what messages would you share with the young athletes nowadays?
Well, I guess to keep the fun part of the game at the forefront of whatever we're doing. I feel like when we take training and then competing seriously at the highest level, then sometimes we forget about what brought us to the sport in the first place. And it's often what helps us to play at our best level and also to entertain the crowds that come and watch us. So I guess keeping the fun part at the main thing is really important.
About you, Yolanda?
I really agree with Victor there. Don't lose the love. Once you lose the love for the sport, then it becomes a chore. And being an athlete, regardless of whether you're an elite athlete or a recreational athlete, you should be doing it because you love it. And on top of that, never underestimate the power of persistence. So regardless of where you are when you come into the sport, if you are persistent and you put in the work, then you can go places. And there's no such thing as luck. Luck is a combination of hard work and opportunity.
Thank you very much for sharing and for your time, and I hope to see you very soon in Chengdu.
Wonderful. Thank you for your time. Nice to meet you, Victor.
Nice to meet you too.